We love hip hop.
To the MATH. Well, that's it. MATH. All right, so let's get to this meth shit. There's a W5 special that I have here, right? Crazy special. One thing I didn't realize, and like I said earlier, Trump was complaining. He's saying that he's raising the tariffs on Canada because of the amount of fent that we're letting across the border, right? And they're saying that only 1% of the fent comes from Canada. Everything else is coming from down south from Mexico. So I don't know why they're mad at Canada. I don't know why they're raising tariffs, right? It kind of melds in together, right? What I didn't know is that Trump might be a little bit right. Might be a lot of bit right. Because not only is there a fent epidemic that's being with us exporting down south, allegedly, right, from what Trump is saying, we're sending the shit to the Netherlands. Let me show y'all something. And I didn't even know the Netherlands had a drug problem. But that's me being ignorant. You know what I'm saying? That's me being just somebody that lives in Canada. I don't get to travel enough to know that these different places, no matter where they are, no matter how much they might have as, in my assumption, just more white people population than anything, and that might not be true. And two, they might have their own problems, same kind of problems as us, even worse. So let's pull this up. Let's go to the YouTubes. The video is called Cartel Canada. W5's Avery Haynes investigates a Canadian meth pipeline. And we're obviously not going to go through the whole video, but the highlights.
Watch as this man leaves a storage unit in Auckland, New Zealand. Repeated trips to his car.
New Zealand, my bad.
Carrying out cases of beer from Canada. It's February 26, 2023. Just days later, this Canadian beer would have a devastating impact on an innocent young man and his family.
My brother was charismatic, the life of the house.
I always had to follow my mum around and never work.
You're a big baby.
Big baby or what, I still stick to my mum.
He was our everything.
21-year-old Aiden Segala lived with his...
Keep in mind the beers too, because cans of beer come back into play.
Sister Angela and her husband Billy in Auckland. One day, Aiden's boss started handing out cases of beer at work, Honey Bear house beer.
My brother had brought them from work and said, hey, my team leader had given me these for free.
We thought it was a new brand for us to first time taste a Canadian beer.
It was a sweltering hot day after work when they decided to crack some open.
And Aiden opened again and just took a gulp. And then all of a sudden, he just sprinted to the bathroom and started washing his mouth.
Aiden told Billy the beer tasted strange.
When he had taken that sip and was telling you that it tasted salty, did he seem physically okay?
He was okay I'll probably say for first 10 minutes.
Aiden went to his room and phoned his mother.
He asked me what we doing and what we eat. He never said goodbye. He normally say, I love you, Mom, goodbye. But
and these are like indigenous people over there in
no, he didn't.
In New Zealand.
Because he didn't hang up the phone, his mom heard everything that happened next.
He was screaming out, I want my mom, I want my mom. I'm dying, I want mom, I'm dying, I want mom.
I say, Mom, and I say, yeah, I'm here, son, I'm here.
He, said to me, sis, I'm dying. And I said, you are absolutely not dying. Not today, not on my watch.
His body turned into stone and then face down.
Holy.
Fully face down onto the floor.
Aiden slipped into a coma. His family held a vigil at his bedside for almost a week.
His mom said those words that my mother should say. I think I'm ready to let him go. And then a few seconds after, he died peacefully. Yeah.
Aiden's cause of death, multiple organ failure from a lethal dose of methamphetamine, an illegal and highly addictive synthetic stimulant. But it didn't add up. Aiden didn't do drugs. And then Billy remembered this salty beer. He started opening the cans and pouring them out. Some had beer, but not all.
And I was like, hey, wait. This looks like liquid glue that's coming out of this can.
Holy shit, man.
And then he thought back to the strange reaction Aiden's manager had when Billy called to tell him something terrible had happened and Aiden wouldn't be into work.
The one question that he asked me kind of threw me off guard, and he said, was it the beers?
Billy turned the beer over to
Wasn't
police.
beer.
That gluey liquid was pure meth.
You guys were unwittingly playing Russian roulette with that beer. It could have been you who took that sip.
I wish it was me, to be honest.
Yo, the man took a chug of liquid meth. That's the most insane thing. I don't care how many news stories I've done. That is the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life, bro. Like they got the wrong case of meth, or not meth. They got the wrong case of beer because maybe it got mixed up in the shipments and whatever, and bang, bang, boom. You're not even drinking beer, you're drinking meth. Canadian beer, bro. Holy.
Like he was 21. Just turned 21.
Police raided the rented storage unit where Aiden's manager had been captured on camera, removing cases of beer. An officer videotapes and describes the staggering scene they found inside.
It was very confined. I could barely walk around.
Towering pallets of Honey Bear beer, made in Canada, complete with a maple leaf logo. And white crystal.
Ooh, y'all ever drink Honey Bear? Y'all ever have this one?
Very confined. I could barely walk around.
Towering pallets of Honey Bear beer, made in Canada, complete with a maple leaf logo. And white crystals blanketing almost every surface.
There was stuff everywhere.
I guess that's what it looks like when they reform it. I can't show all that on the screen. So these guys, just to give you guys some, because I can't show a lot of this stuff I can't show on the screen. Just to paraphrase what's going on here. They're transporting, there's bare meth labs over here in Canada, all right, especially out west in these smaller towns and stuff like that. Bare meth labs. And then they're taking the meth, turning it into liquid, putting them into the freaking Honey Bear cans. And I never got a chance to taste Honey Bear. That was like after my drinking time, but I've seen Honey Bear in the liquor store and the beer stores, right? So who knows? Next time you guys go to the beer store and you see a can of Honey Bear, you might have to, these sounds might be going on through your head right there. That Honey Bear might not be beer.
Aiden's death is a tragedy within a larger story. New Zealand is in the grips of a meth crisis. Wastewater testing shows meth use has doubled in 1 year, an addiction that is being fueled by an unlikely country, some 10,000 kilometers away, Canada.
Oh, Canada.
In 2023, New Zealand seized more meth from Canada than from anywhere else in the world. 824 kilos. That's more than 1,800 pounds of meth.
Jeez,
in 2024, the most intercepts involved meth from Canada, 171. About 3 meth seizures from Canada every single week. It's being
3 meth seizures a week.
Smuggled into New Zealand and Australia in suitcases. Presents, maple syrup, and even plastic animals.
Even blood clot plastic animals, bro.
Smuggled into New Zealand and Australia in suitcases. Presents. maple syrup.
Maple syrup. What's this prestige maple syrup? 3 or maybe 2. Oh my God. You see with the seal on the bottom? I was going to say 3 out of 4 of these are meth. All 4 of these have meth in them. Wow. You see why I had to show you guys this? You gotta fuck the Doug Ford and Donald Trump video. Like, this is way better. You see why I had to show you all this? Like, this Avery Haynes chick, she used to work on CP24, and she evolved into getting onto this W5 shit. Great work.
And even plastic animals.
Plastic animals, fam.
That is methamphetamine from Canada.
It's this man's job to try to stop meth at New Zealand's borders.
I'm Dominic Adams. I'm the manager for investigations with the New Zealand Customs Service.
When I look at the chart of your seizures and see Canada in #1 slot for the last couple of years, I'm shocked.
Yeah, a lot of people would be shocked. So if you look back 10 years ago, Canada would not have been on the list.
Southeast Asia was once the main supplier of meth to Australia and New Zealand. But the new golden triangle is Mexico, the US, and Canada.
As a cartel, they'll be looking at what is the easiest way to get it to New Zealand. So some will definitely come up from Mexico through the US, up into Canada, then across. Some will come from the US into Canada and across, and some will come directly out of being manufactured in Canada. Unfortunately, we've got a lot of supply lines with Canada, and so criminal groups will just look to exploit those, and that's what they do.
That's where we're fucked, right? And I'm gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna play the whole video. I'm gonna fast forward from here, but this is where we're fucked.
And some will come directly out of being manufactured in Canada. Unfortunately, we've got a lot of supply.
Where is that graphic that he showed? Right here.
So some will definitely come up from Mexico through the US, up into Canada.
Right. So we're effed in so many ways. All right. Because we make it over here. We have so much land and so much country areas where mans are probably making it up here. But not only that, we're gonna take the shit that's coming from America, where they're making hella meth, right? And then the meth that's imported from Mexico is coming up through the United States and coming through Canada so it can get exported too. So either way, it got to go through Canada because of the placement of where New Zealand is in the world compared to where it's coming from, the West Coast. This is what I'm telling you. It's being made in the middle, brought over to the West Coast. This is like the Vancouver ports and Victoria ports and all this shit. Right, I think this is Victoria, BC Island, or the island over here. Like, just saying.
And then across. Some will come from the US into Canada and across, and some will come directly out of being manufactured in Canada. Unfortunately, we've got a lot of supply lines with Canada, and so criminal groups will just look to exploit those, and that's what they do.
So I'm going to fast forward a bit because, like, the results. Oh, and let me go through some stats here.
Police. He's also the director of the National Organized Crime Unit, which hunts outlaw motorcycle gangs and roots out international criminal networks.
The gangs continue to push the drug and bring it into this country, and we are fighting to try and stop them doing it. But meanwhile, the product's flooding in. There was just this tonnage coming our way out of Canada.
New Zealand has seized more Canadian meth than from any other country on Earth. An astounding 1,200 kilos.
More than any other country on Earth.
Kilos worth about $350 million intercepted between 2020 and 2024. And that is just what's being caught.
That's a lot of meth coming our way suddenly out of Canada. You have a reasonably dynamic organised crime environment in Canada.
Oh, Jays.
From what we're seeing in the scale of it, you've got some really significant sophistication up there.
Could you have imagined when you first started this job that Canada would one day be at the forefront when it comes to seizures in this country?
No, we wouldn't have. Organised crime is setting itself up in places where it believes it can produce tonnage and then believes that it can ship from those countries. They're making big coin here.
In Mexico, meth costs about $500 a kilo. In Canada, that kilo is worth about $10,000. And in New Zealand, 1 kilo of meth sells for almost $300,000.
See, there we go. From Mexico to Canada, the markup crazy. From Canada to New Zealand, hella crazy.
Transnational crime groups look at countries like New Zealand and Australia and go, this is the golden nugget. Like, I'm going to make a lot more money bringing product to New Zealand, right?
This nondescript building was actually used for a much larger drug operation than just Honey Bear beer.
It may not look like it, but this small warehouse was a major player in a global meth pipeline. And it's not just the hundreds of kilos of meth that was being stored and processed here from Canada. We know that there have been shipments from around the world for years.
Inside the unit, there were also bottles of kombucha smuggled in from the U.S., coconut water.
This is all New Zealand. Keep this in mind. This is not in Canada. This is not in the U.S. This is in New Zealand.
From India, filled with meth. And Red Stripe beer, flown in from Toronto, also laced with the drug. This graph...
It couldn't even be some Red Stripe flown in from Jamaica. Red Stripe flown in from Toronto.
Shows the spike in power usage at the storage unit after each of those shipments, a telltale sign that liquid meth was being crystallized here for years. This was a sophisticated global network that smuggled hundreds of kilos of meth past authorities in Canada, the US, India, and New Zealand. We know the beer arrived in New Zealand by sea. It's the preferred route for crime syndicates moving large loads, increasingly from Canada.
When a shipment comes in from Canada, does it set off a red flag for you?
We've had a lot of drug concealments from Canada, so it's definitely one of the red flags for us.
Aaron Lewis is in charge of x-raying the containers as they come into the port of Auckland.
What's the biggest meth concealment you've ever uncovered?
Oh, it was one that we did here from Canada. It was hidden inside maple syrup.
The biggest meth seizure ever at New Zealand's border. These 713 kilos of meth came from Canada, hidden in maple syrup.
Whew. Okay, so y'all get the point as far as how crazy it is with the amount of export that's happening. What I want to show you guys, and I think it was around here, might have been like some of the results.
Actually go in and give meth for free in order to get customers. Did you do that?
Yes, sure. Yeah. Just go.
So I didn't know that New Zealand had a crazy meth problem. It might even be a little bit earlier that they showed the meth problem. I'm trying to skip past a lot of this stuff because this is a news network, so they can get away with a lot of this demonetizable type of viewing of shit. Look at these friggin' cases of beer she got behind her.
From Toronto to St. John, New Brunswick by rail, it then set sail for Newark, New Jersey, before traveling some 20,000 kilometers to the other side of the world, with a final destination of Taronga, New Zealand. In New Zealand court documents, we found that it was a Canadian company called Petrichor Beverages, Inc. that shipped the beer. Petrichor was incorporated in 2021, the year before the shipment, and dissolved in 2024, the year after Aiden Sagala died in New Zealand. The director of Petrichor is listed as Azizdeep Singh Sandhu. The company address is actually this house in Surrey, BC.
Oh, shit.
There was somebody named Azizdeep Sandhu who lived here?
Aziz Sandhu live in this basement.
Yeah.
She says he moved out about 2 years ago. In the documents we've dug up, there's a phone number.
Hey, is that Azizdeep?
Yes.
Hey, it's Avery Haynes calling from CTV. I'm calling because I'm working on a story about a company that you're the director of.
Hang up.
Petrichor?
No.
Petrichor with the Honey Bear beers?
Oh, no.
No. No company. I work on in the trucking industry. Like I'm a driver.
Sandhu admits he used to rent the basement at that Surrey address, but insists he knows nothing about Petrichor, Honey Bear beer, or meth.
You don't know nothing.
These people so I can take a look.
Sure.
It's possible he's a victim of identity theft.
You know what? Let me get him off the screen.
But since then, Azizdeep Singh Sandhu seems to have fallen off the face of the earth. He hasn't replied to my emails. He's blocked my phone number and removed his
Sorry. Oh, man. This guy, he's innocent.
Profile picture. I've also been blocked from his Facebook account, which includes the quote, "Nothing is illegal until you get caught." On the phone, Sandhu mentioned that he lives in Delta, British Columbia. This house is owned by someone.
Yo, BC's no joke, eh? Don't get it twisted. It's not even Vancouver itself. All of the surrounding areas, the whatever they call their GTA, the Vancouver greater area, right? They got a lot of rich people living in them houses. You know what I'm saying?
Named as is Deep Sandhu, with a value of...
I was actually in Surrey not too long ago. The last time I went over to the West Coast, I was in Surrey.
$1.3 million. A land registry search shows it was purchased in March of 2023.
What up?
The same month, the same year that Aiden Segala died in New Zealand. We stake out the house from across the street. And while we're getting drone shots of the neighborhood, a man makes eye contact and then goes inside.
Yo, she's gonna get murked one day. So, you know what? Let me not put that into the air, but she is taking them chances.
Repeated knocks at the front and around back are ignored.
Hello? As is?
Holy.
Then a man bolts for his car.
Secretary, get back in.
And we follow.
Okay, give him some room. Give him some room.
Driving slowly at first, the car turns into a mall parking lot before pulling back out onto the same road.
I think so.
Right.
I think he knows that we're following him.
He picks up speed.
He's obviously trying to lose us.
Yeah, he's running from us.
Oh, he just did a Yui. He just...
Fam, you're not police.
Flew past us. He's going really fast.
We lost him. Our investigation hit a dead end, but it seems we got further than the RCMP. Listen to what Sandhu told us before he cut off contact.
Has the RCMP ever contacted you?
No, never.
That's
Well, RCMP never contact because they're getting paid or they're in on it. Whoever you got on the inside of the RCMP is letting all of that shit go through. Felix Souvenir says, "How's that not harassment? It is harassment. They're not police. They're, I guess, under the journalistic rules and stuff like that, they're allowed to ask questions or speak to somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen Gideon like chase like the Preds and stuff like that. So like you are allowed to do stuff within the rules. Like I want to talk to you, but like what you said, imagine if he chased her. I thought he was gonna do a U-turn, spin around, and then started letting off the ting at him. You know what I'm saying? Let off the ting at her and her freaking cameraman in the car. Like, you never know. Some dangerous reporting right there, yo. Holy.
Aiden's sister thought Canada would do more.
If the police and Army have done everything.
Oh, you got the wrong country. Canada ain't gonna do shit for you. They're just gonna be like, yo, oh, they caught some meth dealers over here. All right, you guys over here, you're next.
To give the information over to, like, Canada. Yeah, nothing happening by the sounds of things, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let me get to like the problems they have out here.
That mirrors Canada's history. This region has one of the highest meth consumption rates in the country.
Why are we the meth capital of the New Zealand? Where's it coming from? We don't grow it here, you know. So where's it coming from?
Salute to you, Sideshow Bob.
Oh, well, there you go. Thank you, Canada.
Registered nurse Rhonda Zelensky runs the recovery hub in this mostly Maori community. The Indigenous people of New Zealand have a history that mirrors Canada's history. Colonization, stolen land, generational trauma, addiction, prison.
Sound familiar? Look familiar? I thought I was looking at Hamilton. This is New Zealand.
We're given a traditional Maori welcoming ceremony called a haka.
I don't see gangs. I just see beautiful Māori people that need to change their life or they're going to spend their whole life in jail. And I don't believe that's where we belong.
You'll notice some of the men are wearing ankle monitoring devices and have both Maori and gang tattoos on their faces. Harley was released from jail into Rhonda's care just days ago.
What do the fists represent?
Black belt. New Zealand gang here.
What kind of an impact has meth had on your life?
I say it's been a massive, massive impact. I started when I was 9.
9 years old.
I started smoking when he was 9. Holy.
And what was your life like that made meth available to a 9-year-old?
Poverty, violence, Yeah, thanks. I used it as an escape. And then it got into a habit. And then it turned lucrative.
I think society sometimes see them as a menace, you know, a cost to society. I see people that probably have a lot of hurt, a lot of trauma, but have so much potential.
At the hub, they're working to stop the demand for meth. Rhonda wants to know who's trying to stop the supply.
What's been done about it from a Canadian perspective to stop it getting out of the country, but also what's been done about it from a New Zealand perspective to stop it coming into the country. Yeah.
Yeah, those two parties are working together there, miss.
Because it's killing our families. It's wrecking our communities.
Right. And yeah, I listen, I'm probably going to have to chop all of this out later in the replay because sometimes W5 specials, because they're on TV, they can get a little bit messed up. But this is like a tragic story, you know what I'm saying? The story is mainly centered around this family here who lost their family member due to an overdose that he wasn't expecting. He wasn't even one of like these different like gang members or addicts and out there who was out there like smoking meth or whatever, however you do meth. Like this guy just drank a beer and died because he got a spiked beer, a beer that came off of the ship. You feel me? So just some food for thought out there. I know like some people, I'm looking from the poll over here, a lot of people did not know that this has been happening. You know what I'm saying? Actually, only 44% did not know that it was happening. Actually, a lot more. Yeah. A lot of people didn't know that this is happening. But this is part of the reason why I feel that Trump and different people are complaining, because if we are the biggest distributors of meth in the world to New Zealand, then God knows where else that we're distributing this shit. I'm not saying us, but the Canadian government is letting get distributed throughout the world. All right. Just something to think about. Maybe y'all can go on your own wormholes to find out what other countries Canada's destroying, basically. Oof. Anyhow, we'll leave that there. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out these other videos on the screen and make sure to like and subscribe.
We love hip hop.